Hello and welcome everyone to the March 13th episode of This Week in Kirkland, the official podcast of the City of Kirkland, bringing you timely topics and noteworthy news delivered to you every week. I'm your host, Jim Lopez, one of two deputy city managers here at the city, joined today by two members of our podcast team.
Kate Ryan.
And David Wolbrecht.
As well as our special guest, Dani Marie.
Hello, Dani.
Hello.
Welcome.
Hello.
Dani Marie is a Kirkland community member, talent manager, and event planner. You have Dani Marie LLC. Mm-hmm. That's your business.
It sure is, Jim.
Yeah. So we're going to talk all about that. We'll have a lot of fun with that.
Yeah,
Yep.
and you have a really fascinating story kind of on how you landed into the role that you now serve. So really excited to
Thank you, David.
hear more about that.
What are you doing for fun around the city these days?
Great question. So like you said, I'm a resident here, and on my days off, because I'm quite busy, I'm spending time with my new husband of 2.5 weeks.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Wow, congrats.
Thank you.
That's
Yeah,
like-
and we just love going on walking dates and
Awesome. Walking dates.
and
What a
then eating
great-
at local restaurants, supporting the
Yeah.
community. So those are like our favorite things to do.
These are
Nice.
like great things to do in Kirkland.
Wow.
Absolutely, and most
Yeah.
notably, like we go to Sarducci's. They have some of the best subs if you've ever been.
Sarducci's is the best.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
A real community staple.
Totally. And then we walk on the corridor and go to the chain line caboose.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ooh, nice.
yeah.
Yeah, right
Yeah.
there at the Ferreton Spur Park. I think, right?
Absolutely. And as soon as the weather turns around, you guys have inspired me to start playing pickleball after your
Oh.
podcast last week.
Nice.
Well,
After the pickleball
there's some
episode.
life lessons
Yeah,
to be had.
That's right.
Yeah,
in that.
absolutely.
That's excellent.
Well, thank you. We're excited to hear all about your business and how you bring events to the east side. But before we get into all of that, here's what's going on this week in Kirkland. If you've been looking for a job or know someone who is, our Parks and Community Services is hosting a job fair on April 5th. That sounds very exciting. And this is at the North Kirkland Community Center. Kate, what's happening there?
That's right. Our Parks and Community Services is hiring a bunch of seasonal positions like day camp leaders, lifeguards, swim instructors, and more. There's going to be on-site interviews, so
Oh,
you can
nice.
just connect directly with the hiring managers there.
That's great.
And so if you want to be a part of the team that makes our parks and community events so amazing, this is a great opportunity to get in.
I was a
Wow.
lifeguard.
Were
oh,
you?
very nice.
Oh, yeah. We talked
We
about
talked
that.
about
Yeah,
it.
yeah. That's great.
Loved it.
Yeah.
A pretty good, staple in
Yeah.
Yeah,
people's
high school
childhood
employment.
development.
Yeah.
Saved up while I was in college. I did lifeguard over the
collegiate.
summer.
Collegiate
Okay.
lifeguard. Nice. Able to buy some college books.
Yeah, exactly. But that was my budget.
Yeah, all right.
Hey, Kirkland's Waste Management Recycle Right event is happening on April 5th. This is your chance to declutter responsibly.
Yeah, that's right. So on your way to or from the job fair,
That's right.
yeah, swing on by the Recycle Right event. This is a beloved community staple, so you can recycle electronics,
Ooh.
textiles. You can even shred paper free of charge. So if you have all those, tax documents or whatever you've been looking to get rid of, here's your opportunity.
I got to figure this is a very popular event.
It's extremely popular. I've been. The cars were just like wrapped around the so it's at the at least the one I went to was at the huge lot at Lake Washington Institute of Technology, and like the line was just like wrapped around the parking lot. It was crazy. Anyway, if you can't make it to this event, it's okay. We do have resources for recycling beyond the cart all year long. You can find out more on our website.
So all of those laptops I have stacked at my house.
It's time to
Yeah,
time to
Jim,
get
This
rid
is
of
the
them.
time. Thank you, City of Kirkland.
yeah, they're if they're no longer bringing you joy, Jim.
Yes, got it.
Okay.
I learned something interesting about shredded paper real quick.
Yeah.
Is that you can't actually put it, if you shred it at home, you can't put it in your recycle or your yard waste bin. It's just garbage. So that's part of why they have the shredding at these events, is it goes through a certain process where it actually gets recycled.
What is it
Okay.
about the shredding, the state of being shredded?
It's too small. So if you send it through your home recycle bin and it goes to the recycling center, it's just litter.
Oh, the MRF can't
basically.
handle
Murph
it.
can't handle
The
it.
MRF
Yeah.
can't handle it. The material
We
recycling
still need
facility.
to visit the MRF.
I know. I'm still skeptical if
Yeah,
MRF is
yeah.
real or not.
We need to.
Yeah.
We need to find
Okay.
out.
We need to visit the MRF. Okay.
Hey, parks and recreation enthusiasts, listen up.
Okay.
Registration for Kirkland's spring and summer programs open soon. Kate, what's coming up?
Yeah, so the 2025 Spring and Summer Activity Guide is available very, very soon. Copies should be arriving in your mailboxes around March 20th. A reminder to go to kirklandparks.net, get your account all ready to go, and set those alarms to get registered.
It's kind of like going to Disneyland.
Yeah,
yeah,
I've heard it
sure.
described like that. I've also heard it described as like the Hunger Games.
Oh,
So when Kate said set those alarms,
yeah,
I think
set the
that's
alarm.
that.
So there's a rush to the
yes,
gate.
yes,
Yeah.
it's a
There's the
like
virtual-
buying tickets to the sold out concert.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know.
Taylor Swift.
Oh,
Yeah,
Are we-
yeah.
are
Thank
we
you,
in
Jim. I was
that now?
like, oh my gosh, I'm scraping the barrel of pop culture right now, and I got nothing. Didn't
I'm here
think
for you,
about that one.
David.
Yeah, thank
I'm
you.
here for
I
you.
appreciate you. Yeah.
Hey, the Kirkland Fire Department is offering CPR, AED, and first aid classes in the coming weeks. David, do you have an explanation for those acronyms?
Yes.
And, do you have some dates
I'm not
for
sure I
us?
actually have CPR off the top of my head, but AED is automatic external defibrillator.
Yes.
And so those classes are, of course, coming up March 22nd, also April 2nd and April 19th. And all of them are at the Kirkland Justice Center up in the Totem Lake area.
Yeah.
So whether you're looking to refresh skills or learn some new ones, life safety skills are always good. They can save like these classes can help you save lives. Great way to just stay prepared.
And they're
for-
always packed, really. I mean,
they really are. I think that's just a real credit to our community that
people do it.
People do it. They care. It's a real,
Yeah.
real thing.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. Hey, whether you're a coach, parent, or teacher, there's still time to sign up for Youth Mental Health First Aid Training, speaking of training, and this is on March 28th.
Yeah, those working with youth in our community can sign up for this incredibly helpful training. This course teaches you how to recognize signs of mental health challenges in young people specifically and how to connect them with the right resources.
Yeah, thank you,
that's
Kate.
amazing.
Yeah.
So the next meeting of the Kirkland City Council is on Tuesday, March 18th. Here's what's on the agenda. On the business agenda, Council will review a letter of support for the locally preferred alternative for King County's Metro Rapid Ride K-Line.
Yeah, that was a lot of words, Jim. Yeah. Council will also receive an update on the electric leaf blower initiative, and will also discuss middle housing state requirements and provide further direction to staff for code compliance.
Yeah, so tune in there. And prior to the business agenda, here's what's on the study session.
The Kirkland Cares Low Income Support Program, as well as fire and park impact fees, and updating those calculations with this city's consultant.
Ooh, math in public. That's going to
That
be hard.
math in public. It's always exciting to watch math in public when you think about it.
That's a word for it.
That is one
Exciting.
perspective.
Yeah,
Exciting.
yeah.
That is one perspective.
And
So
of cou-
tune in, everybody.
Yeah, council meetings are streamed live on the city's YouTube channel, Facebook page, and website.
Hey, some exciting updates are coming to the Cross Kirkland Corridor and East Trail project, David.
That's right. So actually right at where the Cross Kirkland Corridor, the CKC, meets the East Trail, so of course talking up north at 132nd Avenue, we're doing a really important
Yes.
safety
Very
project
important.
there. Yeah, so what we're talking about is a new project that will include new crosswalk signals.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, right there. Upgraded bike lanes, a pedestrian refuge island in the middle of the roadway. So all this is about safety. The construction will start this spring, and the project is expected to be completed by the fall.
Yeah, that's very exciting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Got to keep the CKC
And the East Trail.
flowing.
That's right. That's
there
right.
You go.
There we go. Hey, on March 9th, 16 brave Kirkland firefighters woohoo, participated in the LLS Firefighter Stair Climb in Seattle. Now, they climbed 69 floors while wearing full bunker gear. Holy cow.
And if you needed another type of measurement there, that's over 1,300 steps.
Wow.
That's a lot of steps.
Oof.
Full gear.
I did that 10 years in a row.
Oh my
It was
goodness.
amazing.
Wait,
and
wow.
it's the closest thing you feel
Wow.
to like you're dying. And then I'd get up there and then I'd see someone that just beat cancer, like going through with it, because Leukemia and
Wow.
Lymphoma Foundation, that's
Yeah.
who that stands for. And so you get 2 air bottles, and they're rated for a half hour each, but you blow through with them in about 10 minutes. So the
Oh,
average
gosh.
time's about 20 minutes for that.
Oh my
so
gosh.
it's an amazing source of camaraderie among the firefighters.
Yes.
And how many years
Wow,
did you do it?
Danny.
10.
Wow, Danny, that's impressive.
Because you
Ooh.
were a firefighter.
I
right?
was.
Wow,
yeah,
that's amazing.
and we'll get into that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Kirkland's very impressive team this year raised over $16,000. 6,000 of that
Bravo.
came from our Fill the Boot fundraiser. So big thanks to our community for participating and our KFD for taking the challenge.
Absolutely.
Way to go, community, and of course, Kirkland Fire Department. Hey, a few upcoming events for you to check out, David.
Yeah, Wheels and Reels. We're showing Inside Out 2.
Ooh.
Yeah, coming up on March
Oh, I
22nd.
love that one.
I know, right? Juanita Beach Park, registration required. Also, the Rockery Music School.
Rockery.
Yeah. is having a concert at K-Tub. That's the Kirkland Teen Union building. That's coming up March 28th. Support some youth music there. Also, Solarize East Side is hosting a workshop. So come learn about solar energy for your home and get a free quote. That's amazing.
Yeah.
On April 8th here at City Hall.
That's a free,
Good info.
Yeah, absolutely.
free quote.
Free quote.
Yeah. And a reminder, everyone, as always, we have links and more information in the show notes for all of our items.
Yes.
So before we get to our special guest, a reminder to text the show. We love hearing from you.
That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, you can maybe have a question, a suggestion, an inspirational quote, or a riddle.
There
A
you
desire-
go.
How about a desire to come on the show?
A desire to come on the show.
Oh.
Hey, maybe.
Maybe.
Well, if you want to do that, we do actually have a different form for that.
Right, that's right. We can turn you on to a different form,
Yes,
which we're
yes.
going to talk about.
Yes.
And that, of course, brings us to our 5 over 5. That is 5 questions in over 5 minutes with our special guest, Dani Marie. Welcome, Dani.
Thank you, Jim. Thanks for having me on.
We're going to
Yeah.
talk all about Dani Marie LLC and, learn about all the amazing things that you do.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Thank you.
Now, Dani Marie and Dani Marie LLC are on the show because we do have a process
That's right.
to help our local businesses come on the show and talk about what they do.
Yeah, so this is part of our Shop Local Kirkland Business Spotlight program. So if you have a business and you're registered with our Shop Local Kirkland, go ahead and you can submit an online application. We have a whole process to help select.
Bravo,
and,
Dani,
yeah,
for doing that.
Filled out the form. Well done. Yeah, and so, just a great way for us to get to know all of our amazing local businesses that make Kirkland the community we all
Yeah.
know and love.
So take us up
Yes.
on that. Come
Yeah.
on in and have some fun.
Yeah.
Tell everybody about your business.
And who's better to represent that than our guest today?
That's right. Hey,
Aw,
all
you guys
right.
are awesome.
So, Dani, how did you come to Kirkland? How did you bring your business to Kirkland?
Great question, Jim. I moved here in 2007 after college. I was a firefighter paramedic in Gig Harbor area.
You have to
wow.
tell us
And
about that.
I would commute. I only worked 8
Oh,
days a
wow.
month, so I wanted a place I could live, go on the lake, hang out where it was safe as a single woman at the time. And so I actually got injured and had to retire early, which is totally fine. So my next step was to go in to be a medical practitioner.
Oh, wow.
And so I was going down that path. And during the COVID pandemic, we have a huge attrition of healthcare providers. And I love people. I love patients. And I realized at that time I wasn't going to provide the level of care to my patients that I would hope to, because I like to give them my undivided attention with the current system that's in place. But I knew I wanted to help people. So I was studying for school at a local place here in Kirkland, Side Hustle Tap Room. And I saw 3 people come in 3 hours
Yeah.
post-pandemic, and I'm like, this guy needs entertainment, marketing, and I'm going to come and make it happen for him.
Wow.
So I started this
Yeah.
program, and it was super fun. And what really solidified it to me was that I had a kid in a wheelchair come in during live music, and he stood up and started dancing and was smiling, and I was like, oh my gosh, I can help people in other ways.
Wow, that's so
Wow.
cool.
Just
and then
bring joy.
Bring
Yeah.
joy, in other ways. Like I was born to serve people, and I know that there's other ways in which to do that. Additionally, at a comedy show, I had a young lady come up to me and tell me she was battling some mental health stuff, and she was
Ooh,
really,
wow.
really contemplating her purpose in life. And she said, "You welcomed me in with open arms." And I laughed for the first time in years.
Oh my gosh.
And she's like, "You really saved my life." And so those were like the aha moments.
Wow,
I
yeah,
had
those are powerful.
that we needed to, expand on that.
Very
Wow.
nice.
Oh my
So that's
gosh.
your through line, helping others.
Absolutely.
Jeez, love
Absolutely.
that.
Well stated.
So like firefighter to maybe medical practitioner
Sure.
to then activating and
Absolutely.
amplifying.
So I told myself and my fiance at the time, I'm like, I'm going to give this a year and see if it sticks.
What year was this?
This was, I formed my business license in October of 2023 on Halloween.
Wow.
Very spooky.
Very eventful.
Hey, oh.
Very eventful.
Oh,
Nice.
Very,
There you go.
very. So it eventually evolved into a full-fledged company. And
Yeah. It evolved into Dani Marie LLC.
absolutely. And that is a multifaceted approach. So
Tell us about that. You have many lines of business.
I do. But I basically asked myself, I've worked for somebody my whole life, and what are the things I love, and let me make a business and work on my terms. and it's been fabulous.
Taking notes.
Yeah.
Great way to.
That's a life lesson.
Right?
It doesn't come without its challenges, but I
Of
mean,
course.
my boss can be really hard on herself. So,
Fair enough.
so I work with talent, a lot of talent, musicians, comedians, models, anybody that has talent, and I'm kind of dabbling into the fine arts a little bit.
Okay, so that's the
Oh.
talent
Yep.
management side.
Okay.
And then marketing, a lot of those overlap one another. How are you going to know that there's a comedy show coming to your town? I've dabbled in graphic design, logo design. I designed the Art of Coffee on 116th.
nice. Oh,
I designed
yeah.
that logo.
Coffee shop.
So it's, we talk about telling stories. So
Yeah.
marketing and then events. So I like to have a lot of elements to all the involved parties, including the venue, the attendees, the talent. And so, and I like to plug in local businesses and nonprofits. So when I do an event, I try to incorporate all of those elements
Wow.
for an experience that makes a big
Yeah.
difference in a
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
major wave.
So I'm hearing like 3
Yeah.
distinct lines of business.
Yes,
Wow.
Jim. you
Talent
are.
management.
Yes.
Yeah. And marketing
Yes.
and event management.
Yes.
Oh my
Right.
gosh.
Yep.
That's very
21st century skills for
that's
sure.
Absolutely. And it's very
Right.
holistic.
Well,
Very
and I-
holistic. wrap around.
On the talent management side, I wanted to give a shout out. I was really fortunate in that a gentleman that came into my music kept coming in, and I didn't recognize him, and he came up and introduced me.
Oh, wow.
And he said, "I really like how you're treating your talent."
Oh.
Oh, nice.
And lo and
That's-
behold, it was the manager of Aerosmith.
Oh my
really?
gosh,
That's
look at
great.
Yes, Keith Gard. He's
Oh my
he's
gosh.
one of my favorite people in the world. But
Oh my
he
goodness.
And a mentor.
he's a mentor. He's taken me under his wing,
Oh, wow.
and he's given me the things that I don't know. He always helps me out, and
Oh
a
my
lot of times
gosh.
I'll bring a problem to him. I'm like, "How do I handle this, Keith?" And he said, "You know the answer. What would love do?" Because that's how I
Oh.
was with all my musicians.
Wow.
With Aerosmith, they needed a lot of love.
Oh, very well.
You
okay,
know,
fair
and
enough.
so
So
we
cool.
still work together to this day. He's a dear friend. We're constantly working on projects, and
Oh my gosh.
you know, the team approach.
Yeah.
We definitely, when you have a good team, you can really make big things happen.
Oh my gosh.
So I really believe in that. I think, my own personal thought here is that, you follow your heart. Like you have the courage to take a leap in the direction that you really believe in. I kind of feel like the forces of good coalesce around you. Like things just jump in to help you on your path.
There you go.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
It almost, I mean, it feels like the Jedi path.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Jedi. Have to rewatch Star Wars.
Yeah, well, May the 4th be with you.
Yes, kind of like I guess we're
yeah.
talking about
Sounds
the
like a
Force.
good event.
Oh, nice.
But that is, and I really do believe that, and that sounds like very much you had the courage to jump into something that your heart's told you to do. Very passionate. Obviously, you need to, be very deliberative and do your research and don't take on,
yeah, all
everybody
the
has
practical
to make
things. Yeah.
practical
Lots of boundaries.
decisions. But I really do feel like when you follow your heart like that, I think good things happen. So, okay, now you have this really interesting perspective on the kind of magic that makes your business run, and maybe that makes businesses run. And you brought the book in. I'm very interested. I'm a fan of this book. Tell us about your thesis.
So you're referencing the book Rocket Fuel by Gino Wickman and Mark Winters.
Yes.
So basically, it takes the concept of rocket fuel, and to make rocket fuel, you have to have two components within a business.
Oh gosh, science in public. Here we go.
Oh no! But I'm
metaphor
I'm
in
going to
public.
simplify
Okay.
it for you,
Great.
David.
Oh,
so,
hey, nice.
so you have your visionary. So those are the people that have the big dreams. And I work with a lot of visionaries, whether it be
Yeah.
a CEO of a company, an artist, a
Right.
musician, a comedian, and they have all these great dreams. They just don't know how to put them into practice. So where I come in is I'm like, tell me your dreams. And I have a motto with my business. How hard can it be? I mean, and
That's a great motto.
And
Yeah, it
honestly,
is.
with that mindset, we've done big things.
Yeah.
Amazing.
For instance, I have a musician that it was his lifelong dream, Brian James, to sing the national anthem at the Mariners game because he grew up doing that
Oh,
or going to
nice.
the games
Yeah,
with
I
his
love
dad.
that. Mhm.
And I'm like, well, let's make it happen. So he had the dream, but I helped put the components together to make it happen.
Yeah, that's
gosh.
wonderful.
So
And we did
Wow.
have Aaron Goldsmith on the show.
Speaking of
the Mariners.
maybe
Hey.
Aaron was announcing that
Yeah,
game.
maybe
I don't
Aaron
know.
was announcing-
Ah.
Wow.
Well, that's a wonderful story. So you kind of helped him make that happen.
Right. Right.
So there's the visionaries and the make it happeners.
Right.
What are those called?
The integrators.
Ah,
Yes.
very good. Okay.
And I, I've read and studied the material as well, and it's a wonderful application of it, because as I understand it, is the magic happens in these entrepreneurial endeavors where you recognize that there are two distinct roles.
Absolutely.
And there is this clear role of a visionary, which usually you find in startup companies or companies that are forming, and the visionary is the person that says, yes, we're going to take the hill, and here's the great things we're going to do. And,
Unlimited budget.
that's right. Let's go. They're idea people and they're energy people, and they're like, jump on my shoulders and we're going to make this happen. And part of the magic sauce here is that, you got to add the integrator.
Right, right. And major businesses that you've heard of, Walt Disney, Ford, McDonald's, they use this, they put this into practice. And we all know how that turned out.
Yeah.
They're successful companies.
And of course, the
There you
integrator
go.
is the person that takes all that visionary energy
Yes.
and says, okay, well, we're going to have a marketing department, we have a finance department, we're going to have all of the human resource department, all the requisite operational structure.
Lots of spreadsheets.
And-
Those are so fun.
That's right. And you speak visionary, right?
I do. I tend to overlap in the visionary,
Yeah.
especially with like the graphic designs and logos and putting together some fun videos. But it's all for the purpose of marketing, which ties back into the integrator aspect.
Yeah.
Love it.
Okay. Well, this is a fabulous insight, and you could think of the visionary and the integrator inside a business. You could think of, as Dani tells us this morning, you can think of the visionary and the integrator as business roles. Like you, as a visionary creative artist, you can go hire an integrator to help you make it happen.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
So-
Nice.
having
Yeah.
the discussion about these roles is very important. And I do think that if you own a company, I highly encourage this book to be a mandatory read for all of your people.
Okay.
Really
Nice.
fascinating stuff.
If you want to be successful.
Yes.
There you go.
Okay, so Dani, let's have a little fun, talk about some of the stories in the lines of business.
All right.
And I'd like to start with events. You've got a big event coming up at the Kirkland Performance Center.
I sure do.
Tell us
what's
about
this?
On April 19th, we will have Kalimba, the Spirit of Earth, Wind, and Fire, performing.
Do you remember?
Well, that's going to bring me to my next point, Jim. So Earth, Wind, and Fire is, Kalimba is the spirit of Earth, Wind, and Fire, which takes all of the concepts, the artistry of the original founder, the late Maurice White.
Yeah.
Amazing
music.
music. I mean, only come if you want to have a good time.
Okay.
So there's that.
Our
So
Twic list, you're basically describing our Twic list.
There you
pretty
go.
much. So that's going to be amazing. And they're coming right here to Kirkland, which is,
Wow.
I mean, like talk about a good commute.
The KP's, the Kirkland Performance Center,
Yeah.
is a jewel.
Yeah, we had Jeff Lockhart
Nice.
on
Jeff
not too long
Lockhart
ago.
on.
Yeah, it's
Amazing.
amazing.
And
Okay.
I'd like to see every seat full.
Yeah.
And if you come, I will volunteer a hug.
Okay.
Love it.
Just say, are you
There
Dani?
you have it.
Okay.
Nice.
Awesome. So you mentioned Do You Remember?
Yeah.
So working with Kalimba, we are doing a spin-off called Do You Remember? And we have 5 of the original members of Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Oh, original members?
Yes.
Jeez.
Yes.
When is that?
Well, you book them. So this is a new pitch. We just formulated this band. My last show with Kalimba, we had Johnny Johnson on there, who is he's working with Bruno Mars right now at
Wow.
his residency in Las Vegas.
Oh my gosh.
But what an honor! Yeah, I mean,
Jeez.
he was the musical director for Boyz II Men. I mean, but it's just so
Okay.
cool to have these old artists plug in with the new ones to help keep that vision alive.
Oh my gosh.
That's very exciting.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got all that great stuff coming up.
Yeah.
You also told a really interesting story of working with local and international fashion icon Luli Yang.
Such an amazing businesswoman. She was looking for a spot to do a pop-up here in Kirkland.
Oh, wow.
To showcase her. There was a lot of cashmere
Cashmere. I love cashmere.
Oh, it was called.
Love me a good cashmere
I
sweater.
was like, usually you're wearing one on podcast
You're not
days.
wearing
No,
one now,
it's-
otherwise I'd
no.
be petting you,
Yeah.
Jim. No, it just came to me. It was the Lou Leisure line.
Oh, that's right.
Ooh.
She's so creative.
So we basically recreated this space at 15 Lake Street. It's the front part of Sotheby's, and
Okay.
we made this beautiful, beautiful showcase of her stuff. And she was absolutely a dream to work with.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
so great.
That's
She is
amazing.
amazing.
Yeah, amazing,
Wow.
amazing. But it was fun to help work with her to put that together
Mm.
because she's a visionary and
Oh,
integrator. She's all of
wrapped
those.
in one.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and her
Yeah.
team was fantastic. So
That's- oh.
it was just a great experience and an honor to work with her.
And Luli has a big presence in Kirkland. She has offices here, and they're opening up a big store, the Monarch.
Yeah.
Love.
Mm.
She's going to keep going.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so tell us about the agency management side of that.
Oh, so much fun. Okay.
What's it like to work with the talent?
It's a dream. I mean, it's also like herding cats at times.
Yeah.
That's where my integrator hat definitely comes in.
There you go.
But basically, this talent, so musicians and comedians, they're really good at their craft, right?
Mm-hmm.
What comes with the craft is all of the logistical facts, going in the correspondence with the venue, the ticketing, the marketing. That's where I come in. So all they have to do is literally come in, show up, and do what they're good at.
Oh, nice.
And then I make sure that they're taken care of. I make sure that they get meals and drinks, and they call it a rider if we have a green room, and we make sure that they have water and
All that great integrator stuff.
absolutely, absolutely.
So
And
you work with a lot of comics, right?
I sure do.
What's it like to work with little comedians?
It's an
Is it fun? Are they as
absolute
fun?
blast.
Are they as fun in real life as they are on the stage?
Oh my gosh, I absolutely love it. And the thing is it's taking off because right now we're in a very divisive world.
Yeah.
And when you have comedy and music, people get to experience emotions that they don't get to experience on
Yeah,
a
that's
daily
a
basis.
great
So
point.
their neurotransmitters are firing, they're laughing, they've got the dopamine and
Yeah.
and so it's nice, and I see people high-fiving each other and hugging each other, and I'm like, okay,
It's
that's
working.
breaking down the divisiveness a little bit.
Yeah.
If I can do that one show at a time, that's awesome.
Love
Nice.
that. That's amazing.
That's super
Yeah.
great. Okay, so you have a lot of comedy shows coming up, right?
I sure do.
Yeah. And
And-
where do you have your shows?
Well, actually, I have one tonight at
Oh,
Side
gosh.
Hustle
Okay.
Tap Room with Jackie Turgison. She was one of the finalists in the Seattle International Comedy Festival.
Oh, wow. Okay.
In
Cool.
2022. I have 5 tickets left, so I don't think we're going to be airing this before then.
That's right.
But
But
I
still right in the show anyway.
I have more. I have more. On the 18th of March, I have Scott Lossie. He is a fan favorite. I have him at Savage Brewing right there across
Oh.
from the Volkswagen dealership.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, it's very small,
Awesome.
very intimate, but super fun.
Yeah, that's great.
On the 27th, I have Kirkland's resident, Jeff Lott. And
Oh.
he is fantastic. We're actually working on a Father's Day bit with 4 other comedians. So we're going to be doing a Father's Day show the weekend of Father's Day.
Oh, that's cool.
Because dads can be funny with or without their
That's
jokes.
actually really great.
Yeah,
That's
I
a great name for the show.
Yeah.
dads can be funny. Shrug.
you don't need dad jokes, guys. Come to our show.
It's possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if
Is it though? Yeah.
Puns not required.
you're so punny, but you should definitely come to that because it's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, well played, Danny.
Well-
Where's the
well
drum
played.
kit?
Nate.
Yeah.
I should
Come
have
on,
I should
Nate.
have a pad queued up. For
Yeah. That's right. But bum.
And Nate, thank you so much for all you're doing. I'm learning sound engineering, and I
It's a lot.
talk
It's a
about
lot.
an integrator.
Yes.
It is a
Um,
skill set honed over years.
Well, I'm learning on the job, so stay tuned for that. But anyhow, I have shows like every other week here in Kirkland, and then I have them all over the place.
Wow.
And can I just give a real quick plug?
Yeah, sure.
So I'm on a board of directors for a nonprofit called Open Gates Washington because there is a disparity of funding for the arts, and so let's find a solution to that. So we offer artist grants, and we just awarded a couple grants to a comedy show and a film about the pioneers of Roslyn, Washington.
Oh, wow.
And so our
Oh,
applications
cool.
are open. It's gatesopenwashington.com.
Oh, good for you.
We're going to have a showcase with those winners, and I'll be on Fox 13 on April 3rd talking about it.
Wow, good
with-
for you,
cool.
Danny.
Yeah,
That's
that's
really
awesome.
great. Bravo. Okay, so the last division of Dani Marie LLC is marketing. Tell us a little about that. What guidance do you give to your business clients?
Well, the initial question I ask is, what story do you want to tell? And what are your goals as a business? And then we develop a conversation. It's about telling their story, differentiating them from the rest. We live in a very unique community. I see a lot of people coming here for vacations, and there's a good reason for that because it's such a special place. But I help bring their goals and vision to life. It's so important. And then if they need logos, I'll give them insight on what they're looking for. I also stay up on all of the changing algorithms with social media.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
it's happening all the time, and you need someone to stay on top of it, and that's a full-time job in itself.
And
Yes.
you say you've actually designed a logo.
Yeah.
That's part of your service.
Art of Coffee.
Wow,
Nice.
that's
It's
fantastic.
beautiful. Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
He wanted something with a coffee cup with his name in it. And I'm like,
Yeah.
he's very classy.
We were chatting in pre-production, and it gives me the opportunity to bring in one of my favorite quotes whenever we talk about marketing, because a lot of it is about differentiation. And this quote we did chat about is from Jack Trout in the book The Power of Simplicity. We're bringing our books in today.
Yeah, we have quite the bibliography.
We've gone to the library.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
Let me read this quote because I love it. I really do love it. Differentiating yourself or your business comes in 3 parts. 1, having a simple idea that separates you from the competition.
Yep.
Simple idea. Number 1.
2, having the credentials or the product that makes the concept real and believable.
Okay. Yep. Number 2.
Number
Okay.
2.
Okay.
3, building a program to make your customers and prospects aware of the difference.
Yeah.
That sounds
Simple.
like marketing.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and to piggyback on that, I always encourage all my businesses to have a philanthropic element to their marketing.
Yeah.
I mean, we are in an ecosystem and we need to thrive. So I ask them what is a cause that's near and dear to their heart, and then we capitalize on that
Wow,
too.
wonderful.
That's great. Yeah.
That's great.
Wonderful point. Okay, Dani, thank you. We've learned all about Dani Marie LLC.
Thank you, Jim.
And we've had some laughs along the way.
Yes.
We've prepared a very special game for you.
Oh dear.
Are you ready?
Okay, let's go.
It's called Kirkland Headliners.
Oh, all right.
Kirkland Headliners. In this game, please imagine yourself booking for the ultimate Kirkland Festival. We'll name a category, and you say your dream headliner for each part of this event.
All right.
You ready? Nate.
Yeah, drum roll. I don't know.
There we go. Drum roll.
I'll get some sound effects on
Yeah,
this
my
board
man.
for the next show.
First, name a throwback band you would book. A throwback band.
Okay, that's a great one. So I absolutely love the Blue Scholars.
Yes.
The Blue Scholar.
Yes.
We
I
have
feel
a
like that's
studio
a deep,
connection.
deep cut.
Absolutely.
Deep cut. Yeah, for sure. Seattle roots.
Yes. So I would work with them.
Like
so
Geo and.
But I would help work with them. So help them produce an album that's an East Side edition.
Ooh.
That would be tailored towards our
Whoa.
East Side roots.
All
Nice.
right.
Yeah.
There's street names in their lyrics
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
We could just substitute them out. So I
There you
produced
go.
their new album. And then, of course, Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Yeah, I was just
Right,
going to
right,
say.
okay.
There you go.
Because we have our earth, we have our water.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then
Oh.
I was talking to Kate about maybe doing some fire dancers and
Oh, hey,
and I
there
have
you go.
access to
Yeah.
some of the original members and Kalimba. So
Boom.
that would be
Boom.
There you go.
straightforward.
So that's robust.
That's done.
response.
Yeah,
That's
that's-
done.
Check.
I think
Okay.
maybe we're building an event as we
Yeah.
speak.
I had a feeling that was going to happen.
Okay.
Danny, you just can't help it.
Yeah.
I can't.
Okay, next. Now name a comedy act to get the crowd laughing.
Okay, so with Open Gates Washington, the recipient of our grant this year was a girl. Her name's Anae Aquino, and she has this dating show called Fun and Flirty. And
That
basically,
sounds really fun. And,
it's so
flirty.
fun. And I
Right?
went to it, and I had no idea. But they pitch people that are single, so it's like a dating show with comedians.
Oh.
And
Wow.
it's sold out 25 times over.
Oh my
Holy.
god.
And it's
Kitten
such a
caboodle.
great way to meet somebody free range, not on the internet.
Where does
Yeah.
one see
Yeah.
the show?
She has them all over, but I'm trying to bring it here to the east side. So stay tuned.
okay.
Okay, maybe we
Nice,
can work
okay.
together on that.
Oh,
Yeah.
let's go.
Okay.
Let's go.
Next, what's the must-have food truck? for the festival?
I'm
genre or specifics?
I'm such a foodie.
I leave
so
it up to you guys.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to name a couple that I've worked with, and they're fabulous. So Cascadia Pizza. Oh my gosh, so delicious. I had them for Valentine's Day at an event.
Wow.
The Box food truck
Yes.
from The Box
Oh my
out
God.
of Totem Lake.
Yeah, we eat there once a month at least.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That's why you're so skinny. By Tong, they used to park at the bottom of my hill during COVID. That was like our treat, so I wouldn't have to cook.
Nice.
And there's a scallop truck.
Oh,
What?
I love scallops
Oh,
in a
yes,
way
Is
that
that
is
the name of the
yummy.
truck?
it's
I
something.
love scallops.
My dad always used to tell me they were the marshmallows of the sea, and I loved them since. I am Cuban, so paseos.
Paseo.
It's the best
Yes.
Cuban sandwich I've ever
Oh,
had as
okay.
a Cuban American woman. And then finally, skillet.
Yes.
Fried chicken and waffles, anybody?
Oh gosh.
I love it.
Yeah,
Love
so
it.
I do use a lot of food trucks at my events because I want my people
Yeah.
fed.
Yeah.
Because a hangry attendee is
No,
not a
we
good
don't
thing.
want the hangriness.
Right.
No.
Last one.
Nice.
The Wild Card Act.
All right.
What's something totally unexpected but would make this festival unforgettable?
Well, we touched on this a little bit. So this is going to play into the Earth, Wind, and Fire. But I think it would be really cool to have like a festival of lights. So we don't do fireworks
Oh.
anymore,
Right.
last I checked. So why don't we do a drone show? That's
Ooh, yeah.
They're a little
choreographed.
expensive.
Yeah.
But we're not letting reality get
I
involved.
also-
Hey, yeah, this
Not
is a
in this
dream
game.
festival.
I
Wow.
also
That's
have
not part of the
underwriters
criteria.
that would love
There we go.
to
Oh, underwriters. Music to our ears.
plug back into the arts. So
Oh my
I
gosh.
I
But
also do
it's a
grant
great
writing.
idea.
So it's a
Okay.
great idea. How hard could it be, Jen?
Oh,
There
that's
it
me.
is.
There's my
Where's
motto.
the visionary?
Where's the visionary?
Right.
So do the drone show, choreographed to music, and then we would encourage everyone to light up their flotation device,
Oh.
whether it be a paddleboard, Duffy's boats down in the marina.
Ooh.
Go check them out. Yeah, and it would be really, really fun.
That'd be
Awesome.
beautiful,
Ooh,
yeah.
Festival of Light.
What if when are we having this festival?
Oh,
Yes.
and fire dancers.
Oh, right.
Oh,
Yeah.
fire
Yeah.
dancers.
I'm taking volunteers. Are you in, Jen?
I am in. We'll
Great.
try not to do bodily harm.
Not
to
too much
myself.
hairspray that day.
I'll go easy on the hairspray.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what does a fire dancer do? Like juggle fire sticks or something?
They can do that. They can swallow it. I've seen lots of different
Lots of
aspects,
different
but I
aspects.
also work with magicians too, so we could integrate that as well.
Danny,
Jim,
this has been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
likewise, my friend.
Thank you so much for coming on the show and creating all this magic.
I know, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, stay tuned for the Earth, Wind, and Fire Kirkland edition.
Kalimba.
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
Kalimba.
I was thinking the drone show that we just mocked up. That's just a mock-up.
Right.
Okay, got it.
If we
The
have
actu-
anybody listening that wants to help us put that to fruition,
That's
shoot
right.
into
me
the
an
show.
email.
Thank
There
you,
you
thank
go.
you, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. And businesses out there, if you'd like to come on,
Check
and
out our forum.
Check out our forum and come on. We'll have a lot of fun with you too.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Danny. And hey, everyone, don't forget to set your alarms for those Parks Recreation registrations.
Yeah. And that does it for this week, everyone. You've been listening to This Week in Kirkland. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and
Share.
Special thanks to Nate Gettleman, Angela Brown for their behind the scenes, and in Nate's case,
On the
On the
microphone.
board.
Like, yeah.
Thank you.
because you're so good. Magic. Our next episode is March 20th. Until then, stay
Stay connected, Kirkland.